Good morning. My name is Pastor Mel Abdelaziz. I pastor here in Fresno, 1708 North Cedar. I consider this a golden opportunity to have the privilege to talk about the juicing. It's really good that we're able to do this. First of all, I'm going to let my associate talk to you.
And I'm Pastor Calvin Howell from Evangelist Temple in Fresno, California. And I think it is a grand opportunity. I'm excited about it because it works. And people advertise and they talk about a lot of different things, but this juicing brings us back to square one, where we should have never deviated from.
And I consider this a golden opportunity to be able to explain or try to convey to the public the value of juicing. I remember 3 years ago, I was living with anticipation of dying. I remember like it was yesterday. My wife and I were in the car, and I had been told by a good friend of mine that she had followed our name to honor. Yes. And the truth is, while I was in the yard, he walks up. And he introduced himself to me. And I remember like yesterday, the first thing that Honor said to me, I showed him the report from the doctor, the bad kidney problem I had. And what had me so confused, I had lost 3 nieces and 3 nephews back in Ohio within the last 6 or 7 years. And I thought about that, and it just bothered me. I wasn't ready to die. And when I showed it to the juice man, we call him the juice man.
Yes.
When I showed it to him, he said, "Brother, that is the easiest thing in the world to cure." My goodness. At that moment, I received some insight, and I looked at the future as being brighter than I had seen it before, and I got on the juices then. Go ahead.
Sure. Oh my, that's beautiful. You know, I can kind of relate to that in the sense that I have been a diabetic since about 1999. I had heard about juicing in the past, but I really didn't pay it any much attention until it came a little closer to me. I had a relative that mentioned it, but then we had a gentleman that came by the church that's responsible for this program today, Donald W. Sims Jr. And as he began to explain the different techniques and the recipes and what the juice has ability to do, and taking the people right back to what God intended for us to have in the first place, I couldn't help but realize that this was a grand opportunity to try it and come up. And so, make a long story short, we started juicing, and my A1C, my blood glucose level, was almost 10. And I began juicing. I began watching my food intake and what I ate, because after a while, when I was first diagnosed with diabetes, I was in denial for probably 1.5 years, almost 2 years, of just eating like I normally eat anyway, because I didn't think there was anything I could do about it. But when we started juicing, I found that I began to develop more energy. When I got out of bed the next morning, I didn't have to sit on the edge of the bed and kind of ease my feet down and put one step before the other, trying to make myself go. I got up raring to go. So this juicing works. Not only that, my mind, my thinking is keen. It has helped my eyesight, because, you know, diabetics, they have a tendency to, the eyes water up, and you have a tough time seeing a lot of times. But when you're back on nutritional things, the things that your body was supposed to have in the first place, it starts to heal and remedy all of these different things that I've been fighting. And so I'm a strong believer today that this works. Not only that, another excellent thing about juicing is there's no side effects like you would get from medications or prescription from a doctor. So I'm sold on juicing. I've been doing it now for a couple of years. My A1C is at 7.1, which is the same as a normal person's would be. And all I need to do is keep taking care of myself and keep right on juicing. So my body will get back to the way it should have been in the beginning. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this program. And if you notice, the book has all types of various recipes for different things. And whatever your body needs, you have something in the food line that would help remedy any problems. And so this has been a plus.
Thank you. Let's get back to 1 minute more. The day that I talked to the juice man,
yes,
I said to him, I said, if it's so easy to cure, why did my nephews and nieces die? And I remember something he said to me. He said, because they didn't have the right info.
All right.
If they had the right information, they would be living today. And guess what? He was right. I went back to the doctor after I followed his orders. 3 ounces so many times a day, 3 times a day. I went back to the doctor, and the doctor looked at it, and I saw the impression on his face. And I said, what's the matter, doctor? He said, your kidneys are just about normal. I said, really? I said, then what did you do? He said, I monitored him. I said, well, that word monitor means watch me. Yeah, you were doing that before.
Yes, yes.
Listen, I went back 3 weeks later, and again he had that look on his face. I said, what is it now? He said, your kidneys are perfect. Thank you.